to another Rowdy Thursday. And ladies and gentlemen, that can be one thing and one thing only. It is a brand new episode of A Worthy Addiction.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a show like no other, hosted by none other than me and my rowdy brother. So I will not waste any freaking time introducing him. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the man that makes all the ladies say, "But Daddy, I love him." Ladies and gentlemen, my man, unworthy, dynamite collector. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And this handsome Puerto Rican fellow over here to my side, my co-host. You're going to be able to catch him on this season's 90 Day Fiance with the love of his life, Calvin the Sex Monster, Mr. Toy Addict 17.
Hey, thank you. And if you're watching live with us tonight, if you're joining us live or you're watching on a replay, as always, we thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love that you guys have been showing us. It is Thursday. We're going to get rowdy tonight. We have an amazing guest tonight, and we thank you for just tuning in with us every Thursday, right? So I'm worthy. How are you doing, buddy? It's always a pleasure to see you, sir.
You know,
Always.
it's always a pleasure to be here on
Yes.
Thursday. It's a pleasure to see you. I'm a little bit upset that you decided to do 90 Day Fiance with Calvin instead of me. I understand the legal ramifications because I'm already married. I get it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. It's not
Sorry.
gonna
We're
last.
just in the wrong country. Can't have two spouses.
There we go. But yeah, dude, it's been a chaotic week, man. It's been a chaotic week. I was just mentioning backstage, and for everybody's watching, I was just mentioning. I said, so my car is out of commission, so I decided yesterday that I wanted to walk home, and that was the longest walk ever. What takes me 7 minutes to get to do, like from work home and reverse, it took me an hour. An
See,
hour.
that math just does. I've been trying to math that in my head, and now math isn't my strong suit. I'll give you that.
Okay.
That
Okay.
seems like an astronomical difference. A 7-minute drive. Either you drive really reckless and really fast, or you
Right.
walk really, really slow. Like, what's that? When you were telling that story, all I could think of was the sloth from Zootopia. It's like, huh? Huh?
No, no, it was
Huh?
no. I really think I really think I do walk really slow, and it was hot. It's been super hot lately, so I think yesterday I was like really pacing myself, and I had one of these like little bottles, so it's not like I had like a water bottle, like a sports water bottle. I had one of these dollars, the ones you pay a dollar, like 5 and 5 cents at the corner store, and so
Yeah,
like the
the one
entire
where
time
you
I'm
go to
like.
take the top off, like the bottle crinkles, and you're like spilling
Yeah,
out
so
of
the
it.
whole time I'm like trying to like save every bit of drop of water as I'm walking. So I'm like doing this, and then like at the end I'm like doing one of these. I almost like stopped
You're
at like
scraping your sweat off so you could refill it.
I almost stopped at the university. There's a college over here. I almost stopped because it got to a point where like it really started like there was no shade. Like I was trying to stay under the shade, and like I almost stopped at the university. I was like, "Can you guys spare some water? Like put it in here for me?" And
Water
I'm
from the
like,
floor,
"Oh,
please.
I'm gonna man up. I'm gonna walk it. I'm gonna push through." But hey, dude, it's been fun, man. Like I made it, and as soon as I got home, turned the central air on, cold shower, took some
Didn't
ibuprofen because I know
didn't move again until this morning.
didn't move again until like this morning. But other than that, I mean, again, we have an awesome show tonight, awesome episode tonight. We have a special guest, so I'm not gonna waste any time introducing our guest tonight because it's
Yeah, you've
been
already done fucked around, wasted enough time.
yeah,
You're
I think
wasting
I've done
everybody's
enough.
time. Most of these people aren't here to listen about how you walk in.
So tonight, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight is no stranger to toy photography, toy collecting, or just toys in general. You may see he's behind a lot of products that you may have seen in any local shops or even at conventions, whether it's some superhero bust or Marvel selects and mini mates, all these things. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you marketing supervisor for Diamond Select, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Zach Oats to the building. What's going on, Zach? How's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
Doing well, Zach. Zach, thank you so much for joining us tonight, dude. It's been a long time coming. I know we've spoken in a while. So, Zach, how's it going, dude? How's the summer been for you? What does summer look like for Zach Oats?
uh, it looks like it's hot. It's really hot out.
Yeah,
'Cause I
right.
live not too far from you, and it's definitely hotter than it's ever been for me.
Mhm.
Um, but it's going good. It's going good. We've got I've been keep hearing about new stuff we're doing at the company, and
Mhm.
we're gearing up for San Diego,
Mhm.
and the family. It's I get a break from coaching my kids' soccer team, which is great.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
My weekends have freed up. So yeah, it's a good summer so far. A lot of driving my kids
Yeah,
different places, but otherwise a good summer. How about you
that's
guys?
awesome. Same thing. I mean, for me, it's been more of like work. It's been work more than anything. Like any like events, any like fun things that we do as a family, like we have to like really plan it out because my schedule. I have like a real set schedule. So like, and then by the time I'm out of work, I'm like super tired. Like I know my my ex wife asked me once. It was like when I was coming out of work, she was like, "You would you like to go for a hike? Because there's sleeping giant over here. Would you like to go for a hike?" I'm like, no. So I'm a bit drained by the time I'm out. But again, for me, it's been work and just being home. Like I'm a homebody. I love to be home and be on like YouTube watching videos about soup. I'm a big soup fan.
Hey, he likes watching tutorials on how to make soup.
Soup, yeah, like there's like so many like or even like seafood boils. Like I'm a big fan of seafood boils, so I like watching like those like those shows where they're doing the boils and they're catching the crawfish and like making all these and they like spread them out on this table and everybody's just pigging out. I'm like, man, that's what I need to be doing right now. That's what I need to be doing. But I'm
How
worthy.
about you, Unworthy? What you been up to?
Yeah.
Oh, my summer is the same as every summer, chasing rabbits out of the garden. Taking my daughter's doing driver's ed this year, and she works volunteers like daycare at the civic center in town, babysitting people's kids for free. So she's a saint for that.
Nice.
Because I have to babysit for free my own kids, and that's a pain. But
I gotta
mostly, I
say,
just spend a lot of time gardening.
I gotta say, both of you guys look way too young to have working kids. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah.
Well, I
Oh yeah.
appreciate that. That's a compliment. I like
Yeah. It's yeah, mine I'm still trying to fathom the fact that I have a 19-year-old who's working now. So like it like now, but the perks about it is that when you say, "Hey, I'm gonna go out," and he goes out with you, he's like, "Hey, Dad, you need a coffee or anything?" I'm like,
it.
"You're making your own money now, so
Yeah.
yeah. I want a large, I want a large coffee." That's the perks, I guess, for having a child at work. So it's awesome. But we have the chat here and they've been waiting patiently. So the chat's always the best third host. We love to interact with them. And thank you for everybody that's joining us again tonight. And please head over to Zach Oates' page. Go show him some love. Go show his page some love. And so here we're gonna start. We got Casual Toy Collector says pre-like. Thank you for that pre-like. We appreciate the love and support. We got one of the hosts of Latin Legions, Ed Nice. What's going on, dude? He says, ¿Qué está pasando, mi gente? What's up? What's going on, dude? We got Struck Grammy Crafts. What's going on? One of our features for the weekly affix tonight. So can't wait to showcase them tonight. Who else we got? We got Mr. Jedi Jack. Mr. Jedi Jack, what's going on, dude? Okay. We got one of the hosts of State of the Art, Mr. Unboxing Art. What's going on, dude? What's going on, Art? Who, by the way, and I'm gonna put him on blast. Message me, had the nerve to message me and say we were stealing Zach away from him. How dare you? How dare you? We didn't steal. No, I'm kidding. Zach is awesome. So yeah, we told him he wouldn't mind. Like he's coming to hang out with us today. You got to share him. You got to share Zach. We got Samurai Chris in the house. What's going on, Samurai Chris? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then Boxer Dar says, "Sweet, I don't have to look like you're stealing a coin."
Yeah.
Right.
That's the crack
No,
about you being Puerto Rican. And by the way, because your alarm goes off every time you open the door.
Oh, right, because my fob's broken, right? uh, that's a slow walk, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about it. We got everybody's favorite dad, Mr. Cobra Dad, host of the
Take
Weekly
away.
Habit, who was gracious enough to jump on me during the pre-live and just hang out with me for a little bit. Thank you
He
for
jumped
jumping on
on you?
me.
Damn.
We got
Damn,
Mr.
Cobra.
Raven's Eye Studios. What's going on, dude?
What's up?
Also has a show on Mondays. Check it out. It's called Ravens Across the Sand. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Ravens
yeah.
Across the
It's them
Sand.
and
And
Across the Multiverse and Vico
yes,
Stan. It's all their names. It's a beautiful name.
and they're gonna be hopefully, and then can't wait for August. They're gonna be transitioning into going into YouTube and having their show live on YouTube. So go check them out on Mondays. They're pretty awesome show. Then we had Mr. Jonathan calling for Footcast AF. What's
Hey,
going
yo.
on, dude? We got our homie Diggs Figs in the house. What's going on? What's going on? We got one of the lazy boys, pick bar dude, Mr. Green Geek 88. What's going on, Green Geek? Hey, everybody that's on, thank you so much for coming on and showing our guests some love and support tonight. So, guys, I always like to start off with a discussion question, just kind of get things rolling. And one of the things I was watching on YouTube earlier, like I got to watching like a bunch of the stuff that would like a bunch of like trailers from like the 90s and the 80s and just kind of like trying to go back down memory lane. So, I figured that tonight's question would be appropriate. And the question is, what are some of your favorite classic commercials, TV commercials? So I've always been a fan of the Mentos commercials. I've always been a fan. I love and can I just say that the music back then for commercials was always great. Like I never had an issue. Like now the commercials are not as like the music is not as good. The theme songs are not as good. But like even like the videos like of the commercials, like that Mentos commercials was always the best thing to watch, man. My favorite one is the guy with the suit. I guess he's waiting to go start a new job or a job interview, and he sits on the bench and he gets paint, and then he like
Paint
starts like
rolls across
rolling
the
down right to the pinstripes. And then the guy's painting, he's like, oh, and then he turns around with the Mentos packet and gives him one of these. I'm like, man. See, back then they didn't worry. See, in the 90s and the 80s, they didn't care about like you could like you made you what's the term? Take lemons and make lemonade with them. Like you didn't like you could get paint and you still went to that job interview. Now it's like you get paint on you. It's like, or you do like me. It's like, oh well, I'm calling out
not
today.
getting this job.
I can't go to work today. So it was dope. I've always been a big fan. And there was another one where the girl, I guess she broke her heel. She breaks her heel, and like she did something where like she dipped the heel in like one of the water of a glass of water or something like that. She walked on like she broke both heels and she was like walking in flats. I'm like, see, back then they didn't have any issues, just kind of like improvising things. But Mentos is always good for me. Unworthy, what was one commercial you enjoyed?
I originally would have said there was a specific toilet paper commercial that we happen to know the star of.
Yes,
Squeeze
yes,
the
yeah.
toilet paper. But in all honesty, my
Which was-
favorite commercials were the Sprite commercials when they started. And this wasn't like in the 80s or 90s or anything. It's like
yeah,
probably early 2000s when they started like doing the glitching. Like they were showing like the lemons and the limes, and then it'd glitch,
yeah,
and something would go limon, and like then it'd go back to the commercial. And I
yeah.
always say that that's one of my favorites because like I started doing that like in real life with my daughter's mom at the time. I'd just be carrying on a conversation and then Lyman and then just continue back with the
Yeah.
conversation like I glitched and she would get freaked out about it. So those were some pretty special.
Yeah, definitely. Zach, what was a memorable commercial for you?
Before I say mine, have you ever seen the Mentos commercial? Well, not really a real Mentos commercial, but one where they play the Mentos music over Jean-Claude Van Damme running away from gangsters?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. But you know what's funny? They did a bunch of like spoofs like that. I guess it was like a trend where it's like the Mentos theme song goes well with anything. Like they did one with it was like a foreign film. They did with a little person in it. Like it was I did one like those, and then there was another one. I forget. I think it was like Die Hard or Speed that they had did. I did watch the John Claude Van Damme one. It was pretty dope. I actually was trying to like plan on doing like we should make our own. Unworthy. I think we should make our own Mentos like.
Well, we could, but Hoodcast has already done that.
But even better. I gotta check that out then. So listen, we got Hookcast. If you guys have permission, we would love to showcase that video. If you've done a Mentos, I'd love to showcase it on the show because it sounds dope, man. Count and collect what's going on. So what's one of your favorite commercials from back then?
It's I think that's a pretty easy one for me. It's any Randy Macho Man Savage Slim
Oh,
Jim commercial.
oh yes.
There's one
Yes.
that I remember very clearly where I think the person is studying in a library and
Mhm.
I don't know if they show what they're reading, if it's Shakespeare or something like that, but he walks in and he goes, "Art thou bored? Snap into a Slim Jim." And it's like it's the one line that I remember all these years later, like him speaking in Victorian English.
Yeah.
Is a very,
Yes.
very funny auditory experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are fun.
He was a national treasure. I think he did another one in the library where he bit into the Slim Jim and like the bookshelves started shaking and rattling and books were falling off.
How many of us really tried that though to see if the books would like the bookshelves? Like, have you ever like grabbed a Slim Jim and like and see if you can get that snap? No, it never worked. You do this like
Personally,
you kind of
no.
like snap it, it'll just like start.
I've eaten way too
I,
many Slim Jims, but I've never eaten one in a library. Wait, that's probably not true. I probably have eaten one in a library.
You know, old school wrestlers that used to do commercials. Like it didn't matter
yeah.
what commercials they were; they were always the best commercials. I remember one
Mhm.
with back when WCW was a thing. Sting did this commercial. I think it was for like the Wrestling Buddy. Like
Yeah.
somebody knocks on the door and the kids are wrestling, roughhousing around, and the mom opens the door and in walks Sting, and he's like, "We're here to rumble" or whatever. He starts beating the shit out of this woman's kids, sliding them across the fireplace banister and throwing them around, bashing their heads off of the steps. It was
That's
awesome.
crazy. No,
Oh yeah,
I agree. I think the wrestlers and even now, like they brought back the Slim Jim. Like they have a sponsorship with Slim Jim, and like
Yeah. With
there was
LA
a
Knight. Yeah.
LA Knight and Bianca Belair. But I love one of the things that I love the most about that is that they still keep Macho Man in the midst of it. Like you'll see him in the video in the back. So I'm glad that they kept that because it's like you can't emulate his commercials back then. Like those were really, really like it. He really like I don't know. He made Slim Jims popular, I guess. Well, wrestling was popular at the time anyway. So, I think another commercial for me, and it's obviously the Toys R Us commercial. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us. I love that. Anytime that song came on, it came on at that commercial came on. It was like it was destined for that week because that commercial would play either the day before or the on the day my dad got paid. And my dad was always big on like wanting to go out and do like family things. And like we had the mall here in New Haven, like we had the mall in Connecticut here where like we it's not there no more, but he would always love to go to the mall because he always loved to buy like there was a store that used to sell like leather uh bracelets and like he was always into like the silver and the rings and all because he was a real metal guy. And man, that commercial would play the day before, and for me, it was like we're going to we're going to Toys R Us, we're going to Toys R Us, and lo and behold, man, he would like it worked a couple of times. So like anytime they said like I would ask, they say, "Dad, we're going to the mall." He's like, "Yeah, we're going to the mall." It's like, "Can we go to Toys R Us?" And that was a huge. I remember one of the things he had bought me was I think it was a My Buddy. I don't know if you remember My Buddy back in the day. I have the original My Buddy back there,
Yeah.
Chucky.
yeah, he's been creeping me out this whole time.
Hey, I always say if you see him moving, please let me know because I don't know what. Well, or let me know. It makes for good content if he moves, I guess. But
Yeah.
Toys R Us is always Toys R Us was always the commercials for Toys R Us were always the best, and even now, like watching it, it's just so bittersweet because I miss Toys R Us
Oh, yeah.
so much, man. They had everything. Like I regret, like I'm a big NECA person. Like I love NECA figures, and I remember walking by and they have a whole section where you could find anything, and now it's like you don't get that. I mean, you have the entertainment section in Target, but like not the way Toys R Us used to do. Toys R Us used to have like big old like displays with like different like superheroes and all that stuff. It was great. Like Toys R Us commercials always were exciting to watch. And whether you got any others that you enjoyed?
Toy commercials in general were always good. The
Yeah,
like the announcer or the voiceover,
yeah,
the guy that did the like for the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles with
Yeah.
with real fist pumping action and stuff like that. Like they used to
Toys are like
get me hyped
this.
up. Like, oh yeah, I remember like when the original '97 X-Men cartoon was out, and they had the X-Men toys coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who made them, maybe Toy Biz or whatever.
Yeah.
And Cyclops with optic blast action, and like it shows him, and it's like the commercial made it look like his eyes were really blowing off from
Right.
an optic blast.
Yeah.
And my dad bought me one. You hit the little button on it, and it's like just like beep beep.
Or it didn't have like the Total Recall eyes popping out. You ever had those toys
No,
where you think it's an optic blast and then the eyeballs just pop out? Like they do the whole Total Recall thing going.
the Stretch Armstrong ones used to really get me pumped up too. Like you'd see them kids
Yeah.
like grabbing an arm and then running in different directions or running around their houses, up
Yeah.
and down the stairs, and like Stretch Armstrong's just stretch, and then whoop, right back together. Big
Yeah.
expectations though, because my sister and I tried to do that. We didn't get but 10 feet apart before we fell back into each other. And then the next time we tried it, ready to be recoiled back, he just like split down the middle, and that syrupy shit came out of him.
Zach, any others that you enjoyed, man?
Oh, there were some great toy commercials. Visionaries, the theme song
Yes.
still sticks in my head. Gosh, I don't know. I think Jedi Jack suggested the Dunkin' Donuts commercials, which
Yeah. What was the guy's name from Dunkin' Donuts?
I don't know. He
I'm
did time to make the donuts guy. Yeah.
Fred the Baker.
Oh, okay.
Was he Fred?
Brad or Frank? I think it was an F name, it seems like.
Huh.
Yeah.
I never
I
knew
should
that.
know because I work for Dunkin'. I met the guy that was in the commercials once, so like I should remember.
Funny thing is, when I was a kid, we didn't go to Dunkin' Donuts. We went to a Connecticut institution, Best Eaten Donuts, which you might know, our toy addict. Yeah, they were a pretty big chain in Connecticut and I think Rhode Island, and we would go there because that was much closer to us than Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, my mom was just Dunkin' Donuts person. It was either Dunkin' or I'm telling you, those paydays, it was either Dunkin' or McDonald's. That's all we did. That's all we wanted. Like especially Halloween time when they gave you the spooky donuts with the like the built-in, like they had the spider webs and stuff. Oh, they were dope, man. The best. We got some commercials. Raven says the Taco Bell. Yo quiero Taco Bell. great commercials.
Remember when they had the Godzilla one, and he's like, "I think we're going to need the bigger boat."
Yeah, that was so dope. Yeah, I remember that. Joe Family Craft says Dino Riders toy commercials were fire. Yeah, I remember those. Tripping with Toys, what's going on, dude? What's going on? He says survival insurance commercials taught me how to steal. Okay. KJ Smith, what's going on? I can take that ride. And then KJ Smith again is and then Jedi Jack, as you guys mentioned, he definitely mentioned the Dunkin' Donuts one. Cal the Collector, what's going on? Thank you for joining us tonight. Tripping with Toy says the original commercials, Wendy's commercial, where's the beef? Okay. You go one. The Sting commercial was great. My Buddy and Kiss Sister, yeah. I was like so adamant about getting that My Buddy. Like it was the commercial.
I can't think of what My Buddy is. I can't think of what that is.
So My Buddy is literally like Chucky. It's just like that. It was the same way. I have the plush one. So it was like where you could get him either in a blonde haired or a brown haired one. And like he would come in this like box, a Chucky box, literally. It was like a treehouse box. And then they also had Kid Sisters for the girls. So he was just basically like a doll for boys. And then they had it was like an excuse to give boys a doll. So they made Kid Sisters.
Used to have. I remember when the GI Joes had the 12-inch GI Joes. That was as close as I got to dolls. My dad gave me a whole bunch of his, and like my GI Joes would go to war, and then my sister Barbie would have the Barbie house. And my soldiers would come home on leave and go hang out at the Barbie mansion.
Yeah, no, dude, no, I was super psyched to get that. Like everybody, like it was popular. A lot of kids had it, and at the time, like we knew about Child's Play. We knew about the Child's Play thing, and it was just like I didn't care. It's like I had Chucky before I had Chucky, so I was like really happy to have him. And yeah, I had the blonde hair one. Like for some reason, I wanted. He seemed like the coolest at the time. He's the one everybody wanted. Jedi Jack says Geico, Caveman. Yeah, oh, those were really popular, dude.
Oh my God, my buddy does look exactly like Kentucky.
Chain Brothers is going on. He says my wife's favorite. My wife says her favorite is any Kit Kat. All the Kit Kat commercials are always the best as well. Captain Crunch, soggy commercial. She had to make 7-Up. Oh, dude, I had that shirt. The make 7-Up yours. What was the comedian's name that used to do that?
I have no idea.
I forget, but it was a comedian that used to have like a T-shirt, and I had that shirt for a while. For my buddy and me. Yeah. So yeah, great. Listen, they will never make commercials like that. Memorable mention is a Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. They will never make commercials like this ever again. Like, so they had like even like the cartoons back then, right? Like Darkwing Duck had a great theme song. Tailspin had a great theme song. Beetlejuice was great. Like, they will never make like things like that now. Like, some commercials are okay, but not like they were back then. All right, but so thank you guys. Zach, did you have any other commercials you wanted to mention?
No, I was thinking of a few, but they're all out of my head now.
No problem. All right, so Zach, so enough about us, enough about commercials. We're gonna put the spotlight on our guests. And Zach, again, thank you so much for coming on with us and hanging out with us today. So Zach, I never like to like assume people know what you do, and I always tell people to kind of reintroduce. So just tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Let's see. I'm the marketing supervisor for Diamond Select Toys. So I go on I write a lot of text for the packaging and the catalog, and I work with the designers on the advertising.
Mm-hmm.
I work with the people who do our social media and our email blasts.
Mm-hmm.
And I go on a lot of the forums as either DST Zach or MS Word. I'm MS Word on Foosh pretty much exclusively, but I'm DST Zach. And I came to the job because I was the editor of Toy Fair magazine for about 9 years. Well, I started off as a copy editor, but I worked my way up. And so that was where I got to know a lot of the people in the industry. And that was how I think I landed the job at DST, because they knew me, I knew all them, and they knew that I knew toys and I knew how to write about toys. And that is me in a nutshell. I used to do movie reviews for a site called Television Without Pity in between the two jobs.
Nice.
Movie reviews and like TV commentary, a lot of editing, but also like humorous pieces about television and movies and stuff like that. So I love movies and I love toys. And I've been collecting toys. I obviously collect a lot of G.I. Joe and Transformers as a kid. But I got back into it in college, getting into Star Wars and Toy Biz X-Men for the most part.
Nice.
I've been a big comic fan since, mostly since Jim Lee took over X-Men, X-Men 248, and a big Iron Man fan ever since the 80s as well.
Nice. Now I see a nice little display you got in the back of toys and stuff like that. So now, do you still have any of the figures of any of the Joes that you had when you were younger, or did you kind of like sell them?
No. Yeah, I sold them to when I was saving up for a house for my family. So I sold all my G.I. Joes, all my Transformers. But I've since started building up a G.I. Joe classified collection, which I think is a worthy successor to the original line. I think they've been doing a great job with that. I don't have them all. We got a handful of them. Transformers. I look at them. They have some great Transformers nowadays. They look like robots. They look like the vehicles. You know, they've really advanced the science of it. And I wish I had more space and more spare cash to collect them. But I admire them from afar. I'm very curious how this new movie is going to do.
No, I agree. And also too, like one of the I think it's Thor that had said this from the Pick Bar. He had mentioned once that we're living in a time where, like, if you're a toy collector, like, you could find anything that you ever wanted back then, or anything that you always wished you had. This is the time. Like, everything is being made. Like, Syndicate Collectibles is making a Bloodsport 2-pack. Like, never in a million years would I ever think they would ever make a Bloodsport 2-pack. And like, even now, like they're even re-releasing a lot of like that. Like Playmates is re-releasing the Technodrome, and they've released the Party Wagon for the Turtles, and then we get the Proton Pack for the Ghostbusters, and all these like classic the Moto stuff, like the Masters of the Universe stuff. So this is definitely a time now.
Still
Would
nobody
you?
making Wizard of Oz though. Still nobody making Wizard of Oz.
Well, I mean, Diamond, you guys have made, right? You guys in the past have made like Wizard of Oz, right? Did Diamond Select had the licensing at one point, correct?
I don't think so. Maybe it was before my
Maybe
time, but I don't think so. I know that McFarlane just did a Wicked Witch, which is
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
cool. But
yeah,
it's a mini statue, yeah. But since Mego did them, I don't really know if there's been an articulated line of Wizard of Oz figures, which is too bad because they really should. There should be multiple ones at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love the classic movies. So
Yeah.
and Return to Oz.
Maybe they'll make one because of the new movies coming out. Maybe they'll have a line. Maybe McFarlane will make it, because I mean he's probably the only person that I know that's made something Wizard of Oz. I mean, there's the Funko Pops, if you like Funko Pops.
I want like some good articulated figures. I grew up in the guy that wrote Wizard of Oz. He grew up not very far from where I live. So,
Mhm.
like, there's like a Wizard of Oz museum that we go to. Like, there's a
Yeah.
nice little yellow brick road in that town. I grew up loving them. Read all the books. Obviously, watched the movies. Somebody needs to make some Wizard of Oz figures. Probably not a big enough demand for it. That's the problem. I'm probably like the only person that's still politics for Wizard of Oz figures.
Yeah, as the audience gets older, I can see that maybe getting less and less priority in people's eyes. But it is a timeless classic, and they're making figures for lots of stuff that I wouldn't have thought had like an audience coming back. One of my favorite toy lines of all time is Cops and Crooks, and they're bringing that back, which is
Nice.
awesome. But I wouldn't have thought that was something that people would bring back in a million years, and here it is. I mean, it's a great toy line, great character designs, but
Mhm.
no media in 30, 40
Right.
years. So it's
Yeah.
crazy.
So Zach, like going back to the movies, like what movies have you like? What movies did you review when you were doing like movie reviews?
I think I started around the time the first Iron Man came out, maybe, possibly, maybe a little after that. But like the Tron remake sequel, I did. I did a bunch of the Marvel movies. I think I did Hulk, the Hulk. No, Incredible Hulk. Yeah, a lot of Marvel movies. One of my favorite movies came out in that time, which is Gentlemen Broncos.
Okay.
Great movie that came out. I remember going to the screening for it, and the director was there, and it was very cool. Yeah, no, it's I saw reviewed so many movies. I was reviewing like 2 or 3 movies a week, and I was staying up late at night, going to these things and coming back late, and it was a tough job, a lot of late nights, but I'm happy I ended up where I am.
Well, here's a good question for you, because this has happened to many of us. Like, is there a specific movie that you could think of right now that when you saw the trailer or you saw like photos of it, you had like low expectations of it? You're like, oh, I don't know, this movie's gonna be, I don't know, this doesn't look like it. But the minute you watch it, you're like, man, wow. It was like I got catfished. This is a great movie. Like, is there a movie, like, for example, I don't know if you ever watched Abigail. It's supposed to be like Abigail with the young lady with the vampire.
Yeah, the vampire. Yeah, no, I the trailer looked kind of cool, but I haven't actually. I think I've got it on request at my library. I don't go to the movies anymore. I got 3 kids, and I get all my movies from the library. But yeah, no, the commercial looked interesting, but I can't say that it like jumped out at me. You saying it was really good?
It was one of those movies where somebody I think it was Raven's Eye Studio who suggested it to me. He was like, dude, you're gonna love it. Oh, just let me know. Let me know what you think of it. And I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. It looks cheesy. Man, it is the most ridiculous but fun movie to watch. Like, I had like the cast, it had a little bit of everything. It had humor, it had action, and it was just so good. Like, it's one of those movies where it's like, man, it got really good reviews from both audience and critics. Like, it was really good. Like, but I mean, I never go based on that. I always like to give my own kind of opinion on movies, and there are crappy movies out there that I love, and people are like, "Yeah, this is not a great movie." I was like, "Yeah, this is." So it's I definitely highly recommend it. Like I highly recommend you watch it. I mean, you give your opinion on it. I don't want you to write a review or anything or nothing like that. But
No, I don't do that anymore. I hated doing it when I did it because I don't like telling people whether a movie's good or not. You know, I want
Yeah.
them to. I like people to decide for
No, of
themselves. I like a
course.
lot of strange movies,
Yeah.
and you know, I think commercials commercials today are a lot for trailers are today are a lot better than they used to be. Like I
Oh
watch
yeah.
trailers for old movies, and they're just so bad. You know, the only complaint I really have about modern trailers is often they show way too much, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Or all of the good parts, and then like
Yeah, all the good
trash.
parts. Then you go and you're like, wait a minute, I've seen everything that I enjoy about this movie.
Or they have the same guy narrating the trailer. It's the same guy. I was like, wait, is this guy from this movie? Same person. So, but back to that question, like, is there a specific movie that you had like low expectations and you watched it and it was like, man, this is a really pretty good movie.
Gosh, that's a tough one. And you know, I'm trying to think of like all my favorite movies and like if I've ever seen a trailer for any of them and like whether I like them or not. Um, you know, it's hard to live up to some of the movies that I've seen. Like I can't imagine the trailers were like conveyed how good they were. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
like Oh Brother Where Art Thou is one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
It's a good movie.
You know, all the Marvel commercials make the Marvel movies look great, but Avengers is just like a perfect movie. It's just
Yeah.
so perfect. And
Yeah.
you know, I don't remember how well the trailer conveyed that, but it couldn't possibly have encompassed everything that was so good about that movie.
No, that first 10 years for Marvel was like untouchable. Like that trailer and all, like it made you like the trailer was just as good as watching the movie. Like even like the Avengers Infinity War like trailer, like that thing hit like what 2 billion views within that first day or something like that. Like it
Yeah,
broke so many records, and I'm like you don't need to like it's as crazy as it sounds because now they're kind of went down a little bit. It was kind of wishy, it was up and down. Some of the movies that weren't as great, and now like there's talks about the Russo brothers coming back and doing the Avengers movies, which is great because like, they did a phenomenal job. But yeah, just watching those trailers alone, I agree with you. Like watching the trailers alone for me was like that's good enough. Like if I never get to watch this movie the day it comes out, like I watched the trailer alone. The trailer told me the movie's gonna be great. 2 billion views said the movie's gonna be great. So, but like,
I'm
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
I'm excited about the new Captain America. I'm really
Yeah,
looking
so
forward
good.
to
Looks
it. The
good.
trailer looks real interesting, and I
Mhm.
like the Sam Wilson as Cap, so I'm excited to see it. Absolutely.
I'm excited to see how Harrison Ford does as Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, me too.
Jedi Jack says Deathgasm, and then Strum says, "Hello, I watched Deathgasm a few weeks back. Definitely a low point of my life." He says she's still bitter. Yeah. So Zach,
I watched the trailer. I can't even think of what the hell the trailer is or what the movie's called now, but it was one of those it's like a B movie that like some not homemade but like some nobody directors that had a bunch of money that got a bunch of famous people and had like Chris Jericho, Meng, and it's like all these wrestlers like indie wrestlers, and then they're trying to stop a zombie outbreak. And I was like, I watched the trailer, I was like, this looks stupid, but man, I gotta try it. About 5 minutes in, I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing. I can't even pay attention to it. Now I don't even remember what the hell the name of the movie was.
we got Mr. Deadman one. He says, "What exactly is in the box? You will find out, sir. Stay tuned." So Zach, going back to toys, like what line you mentioned the GI Joes and the Transformers, like what are the lines? Because I know you're a collector, so you mentioned you were a collector. So what are some lines other than GI Joes and Transformers? Some of the things that you've been buying that you've really been enjoying.
I gotta say, you know, I go to the stores a lot. I look at what's on the shelves, and you know, I don't pull the trigger on a lot of stuff
Hmm.
because you know what, DST, I get a lot of stuff from DST.
Okay,
So like whenever something new comes out for DST, I try to get my hands on it.
nice.
So like Mini Mates, I love Mini Mates, the little 2-inch figures that we do. Um, you know, we do a lot of great stuff for selects. I'm looking forward to some of the new Marvel selects that are coming out.
Nice.
But yeah, you know, it's you know, it's I don't throw around a lot of money, you know, for toys. But I definitely, there's a lot of stuff that I would wish I was collecting. You know, like I said, I'm a big fan of the classifieds. I love the Transformers. Um, I'm not a big Masters of the Universe fan. I never watched the show as a kid, but I am excited about that Cops relaunch. And I never got into the Power Rangers, but you know, I really like you know, everything Marvel Legends does. Pretty much everything they do is great. And even McFarlane's doing a great job with the DC stuff. I'm not a DC guy, but there's a lot of figures they put out that I would love to get. They just showed off Clock King, and Clock King looks fantastic. I would love to own that Ambush Bug. Because I'm a big fan of the character. I used to have like every one of his appearances. But it's mostly DST stuff for me. Darkwing Duck, Jean-Claude Van Damme, all the Marvels, John Wick. Lord of the Rings is my big thing right now. I love our Lord of the Rings line. So not to make it a commercial for DST, but we're putting out a lot of different things, and you know, Invincible. So they keep me pretty busy in terms of collecting.
Yeah,
there you go. We got Omni-Man there. All right.
Yeah,
one of my favorite DST toys that I got. Our buddy No Chewing gifted this.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Funny story about that Omni-Man. I still have the box in my trunk.
Yeah, because I had to fly home. I was like, I can't put this whole box in my bag. I'm gonna have to open it and take it home, and I left it in the back of his car.
Oh man, it's still there. Literally, like I was in my trunk. I was grabbing something. I'm like, and also the Rowdy Boyz T-shirt is still.
Yeah, my shirt's there. No, I'm not even gonna get into the story on how my shirt ended up in the back of the car. We ain't going there.
Oh man, so Zach, are you familiar with a lot of like the new toy companies that are out, like Mythic Legions? Like what do you think about the Mythic Legion stuff? Like
they're great. I've got a couple of those. I got the Monkey King. I got I forget his name, the one that's based on Stratos from the old Mo2 line. I'm not a Mo2 fan, but it's a great figure. It's great stuff. You know, if I was more of a you know, like an army builder kind of guy, or like a medieval guy, you know, I would definitely be all over those. It'd go great with the Lord of the Rings figures. But no, I love that. I love that stuff. Every time a new toy company starts launching something, I'm like, what is this? Where'd these guys come from? But no, I definitely think the Mythic Legion stuff is great. They set up the Four Horsemen set up at the show in Danbury the toy show in Danbury that I go to. So they're and I've known them for a long time. We used to have we had a taco eating contest once when I was working at Toy Fair. We went down there and we had a taco eating contest with the Four Horsemen, 4 versus 4. It was very entertaining.
Man, I would love
this. Who won the taco eating contest?
Oh, they did handily. They had like strategies and like certain special moves, like soaking the food in water and eating it. It wasn't pretty, but it was a defeat. I was happy to take that defeat.
Listen, you know, if there's ever a rematch and Diamond Select needs a couple taco eating professionals, this guy and we can fill in and pretend that we're DST employees, and we can eat the taco.
I will fast that whole day. I won't eat
a couple of ringers, designated eaters.
There you go. It's funny, right? We'll start the thing, and by 2 bites, I'm like, my stomach hurts. Like, I don't want to eat no more. And Zach is like, come on, you promised. So Zach, going into also toys and collecting, you dabbled a little bit into toy photography. I know on your page, and I'm gonna showcase your page in a few. But like, how did you find out about toy photography?
Well, I gotta admit, I've been shooting toys for a long time. Back when I was at Toy Fair, we used to do this strip called Twisted Toy Fair Theater. So I had to take a lot of pictures of. It was a story. It's a whole story told with toy pictures, and you know, I had to learn on the fly, you know, how to do lighting and stuff like that. And so it really prepped me for later on when I was working for DST. And we didn't really I was the marketing team for a while. It was just me. I ran all the social media accounts. I was posting on Twitter and Instagram, and this is before TikTok even, and Facebook. And I would take a lot of pictures of stuff. Like I would get the samples in, I'd take them out in the streets in New York City where our office was, where one of our offices was, and shoot pictures of them on the street. I take them home, shoot them in my yard. I just I kind of, again, I had to learn on the fly to shoot stuff, and that would be good for social media. So it's been sort of a series of happy accidents where I've gotten to the point where I think I'm not bad. There's certainly I'm an amateur compared to everybody else who's doing stuff nowadays. I work with so many great toy photographers that I send stuff to. Cap Wolf Toys, Salvaged Cargo, SO Toy Photography. Gosh, there's just so many of them that I stuff too. No Chewing, of course, he does a great job. There's just so many people who are doing great photography.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think a lot of us too. It's kind of like the similar story for everybody also too. Like everything happened with COVID, right? Like we're home. Like I was always a mint and card collector. I never opened my toys ever. Like it was like a problem, like if they were out of the box or the box was damaged. But like when I was home and I just started opening them, like it's funny how like we started toy photography just taking photos of toys that we just purchased. Like, hey, this is my haul for the week. I bought these Marvel Legends. That's how toy photography started for us, right? Like for some of us, right? It was never like, and then I kind of similar, like not similar, but like I started seeing people doing dials and doing like lighting and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, I gotta try my hands on this. But don't call yourself an amateur because I'm no expert. I'm doing this for fun. This is all a fun hobby and stuff like that. But I wanted to showcase your page and showcase some of your toy photos, man. And I see a pattern in your toy photos, and you already mentioned the mini mates. So I'm definitely gonna showcase that. So let's see. We're gonna share the screen real quick, and then showcase your page here. So here's your page here, and this photo is pretty cool. Now, are these are mini mates? Now, are these mini mates new?
Yeah. This is the newest box set. Well, two of them have been. Donatello was in the first set, I think, or Leonardo, and then we did another set with Donatello, and then we did one set with Michelangelo and Raphael, and they came with a bunch of bad guys and Casey Jones and Splinter and stuff like that. But there's these deluxe box sets we've been doing inside packaging that looks like classic Ninja Turtle vehicles. So Raphael and Michelangelo aren't actually out yet. So I got in an early box set, and I was lucky to get it. So I've just been shooting. I shot a couple pictures. I got to post a new one. In fact, I got one of Raphael versus Casey Jones. I want to post.
I remember New York Comic Con. In that at the DST booth, they had you guys were giving out mystery AEW figurines, right? Like it was like a mystery one. Like I guess it was like when you were first promoting the mini mates for AEW. So like, was it like I never understood why it was like a blank one. Was there a reason behind like the blank mold? Or
we do promo mini mates just to show people how much fun they are, because really once you open them up and start playing with them, they're a lot of fun. They got 14 points of articulation. They're interchangeable, so you can swap parts with different figures. It's really just to promote the line by putting a toy in their hands. We're going to do another one for New York Comic Con this year to celebrate our 25th anniversary. Nice. And I think they do work. We try to give them to kids, as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
If I see a kid walking through the booth, I'm like, hey, here's a mini mate, take it. But it's really trying to spread the love because if you talk to any mini mate fan, they can tell you that they're really addictive. Once you buy them, you want to buy them more. They're just a lot of fun. I like Legos. I play Legos with my kids all the time, but I always get angry when I see the Lego animation and they're like doing all this crazy stuff that Lego figures can't really do. But the mini mates can do that, which is really cool about them, and they can do poses like this for toy photography, which is great.
Yeah, I own the set with it's the San Diego set. It's been out for a while. It's the Walking Dead one. It comes with Rick Grimes, and then there's it's a 4-pack. It's Rick Grimes. I think it's Glenn, a zombie, and Who was the other guy?
Is
Can't
it
remember who the other.
Ezekiel? No.
It's not Ezekiel. It's
Hmm.
what was this? Oh my goodness. What was his cop friend's name? It's the one that betrayed him in the beginning. Cop. Oh, Punisher.
Oh yeah,
Shane. Oh my goodness, Shane. Yeah, so
Shane.
it's Shane. Yeah, so that's the 4-pack that I have. It's the black and white colored one, the black and white
Okay,
tone
black
one.
and white set. All right, I remember that. Yeah, we got to get you
Those are
some more mini mates. Absolutely.
yeah, they're pretty awesome. Like I like them. I haven't taken any photos of them yet, but like I do agree, like with the little accessories and like they do pose really well, and like they do make up for like the Legos and how Legos really can't move as much. They definitely do make up for like the articulation. What else we got here? We got other photos here that you have done. So this is the Diamond Select John Wick.
Yep, yep. That's the chapter 2 version with the black shirt.
Nice.
I use
I
a lot
love
of paper. I use a lot of paper
yeah.
backdrops. We
Okay.
print out a lot of stuff to use for displays at the New York Toy Fair. So we'll have a lot of like tunnels and cityscapes and like forests and stuff like that. We'll use for different licenses. So I usually steal those after the show and bring them home, and I use them for my photography.
Okay.
Also, I use a lot of Dutch angles where I got the figure going to the left or to the right. That's my cheat to make them look more artistic.
The tilt adds some dramatic every time.
Yeah. And just a selfish plug, I know if you're ever into looking for a dial for like displays at a show, I know a guy who has a fantastic mustache, by the way. Like, if you don't like his dials, you'll love his mustache, but you'll definitely love his dials. And that's my man, Jedi Jack, who does phenomenal dioramas. Phenomenal
Awesome, man.
dioramas.
I'll have to
So
check
if you're
it out.
ever, yeah,
I
definitely.
can vouch for this. I have a Batcave dial,
Mhm.
and it's like more than just a Batcave dial.
Yeah,
Jedi Jack mainly. It's like 90% of what I shoot is all
yeah,
on the Batcave dial.
yeah, absolutely. So if you're definitely into like if you're ever in looking for something, also at a reasonable price, like it's almost a robbery, like how great it is. Jedi Jack is your man, definitely. But this is an awesome photo again. Like it's all kind of creating like just creating a scene and telling a story in your photos. Here's some more mini mates. These are pretty dope. Now this is a 2-pack, correct?
I don't remember if these two actually came with each other. I think Falcon might have come with the Winter Soldier. I think they're from totally different series. The Captain America is probably from one of our best ofs where we like released a lot of the
Okay.
classic characters in like classic comic colors.
Okay.
We've been making Marvel Mini-Mates since 2003, so
Wow.
they've been around for a long time. We made a lot of them, and we've shifted over from 2-packs to those 5-pack box sets, which is a lot easier to collect, a lot easier for stores to stock. They're a lot of fun, and you usually get a couple of new characters in there along with some usually story specific characters.
Now, what stores carry mini mates? Because I have yet to see these like out in the wild.
They're primarily through comic shops.
Mhm.
So we've been in and out of different chains. For a while we were selling at Toys R Us, RIP. For a while we were selling at Walgreens. But for the most part, they're at comic shops. If they don't have them, you can order them through comic shops. You can use Comic Shop Locator to find them, and but also online. Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I'm sure there are other ones that I'm forgetting. Luke'sToyStore.com is a really great Mini-Mate store. They specialize exclusively in Mini-Mates. They have a lot of older ones and all the new sets. And we also sell them on our website on DiamondSelectToys.com.
KJ Smith says, I love mini mates. I got hundreds of them. And then he also says, I had to hit a local rehab to kick my mini mates habit, but I'm still dabbing.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Struck Family Craft says, I have Pathfinder mini mates on my desk at work. Only set I own, but I love the Goblin. Okay.
Very cool.
That's
very
awesome.
cool.
Says, we need a mini mate turtle van. Well, that would be dope.
We do. There's one out there. I can't remember who made it. I don't know if it's a Jada Toys thing or what, but there's one out there. I think a die-cast one that is actually pretty close fit. I don't know if we're going to get to a Jeep, a party wagon anytime soon, but that would be cool. But there definitely are some out there that might work with it.
He says, also in a Technodrome, and then Jedi Jack blowing his kisses. Always, you know that. You always got to show you love. And he said, Jedi Jack says, I wanted that last Daredevil mini made set, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of them are local shops, like local
Yeah, that's
shops.
hearing that makes a lot of sense because I have local like comic book shops, but they don't really sell any kind of toys. They have like old Marvel Legends that they want, $40 for them, and they're
Hmm.
not even in box and shit. Like, they
If you
don't
Yeah.
can't find, if you can't find them, you can always check with the shop, see if they'll special order something for you. We keep the last few Marvel Selects Marvel Mini Mate sets in stock,
Yeah.
so we can always get those. We've still got some Dungeons and Dragons sets, which are very cool. AEW. What else? Rebel Moon. We just did a set for the Netflix movie. Ninja Turtles. Like I said, we got a couple more sets coming out. Definitely check them out. Some of the San Diego stuff we're going to be doing is going to be available at comic shops as well, because our sister company is Diamond Comic Distributors, and they publish previews, so they distribute to comic shops and online retailers across the country and around the world.
Mm.
So what's the over under on maybe some Wizard of Oz mini? Just kidding.
No, us just talking about it makes me want them even more. So we work with Warner Brothers on a lot of stuff. So we'll have to talk to them about it and see that we can make happen.
That'd be awesome.
Fingers
Now, if you
crossed.
get-
I'm crossing my toes too, but I'm not wearing pants, so I don't want to put my legs up. for
I'll be the
everybody to see.
first one to say that if they're ever made, I'll buy one and I'll send them to you. I won't send them to you. Personally send them to you as a gift. Shoot, what's going on, dude? Nice to see you. And then Vico Sands, what's going on? He says, I told Copper State Bricks, see if he jumps on, check the workout. I know he's a big fan of the mini
He shoots a lot of mini mates too.
he does a lot of
Yeah, I think I
photos,
follow
man.
Copper State. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
one of
then
my
what's up,
favorites.
Shoot? Yeah, so yeah, dude, like again, like I love that and then, like I said, this is like a pattern like of just like things here. Some was it Lord of the Rings right here?
Yep, that's our cave troll. It just came out. It's a PVC
Nice.
diorama, but it's
Okay.
scaled to the action figures, so you can pair them up.
That's freaking dope. I love the setup. This is an outdoor shot.
That's in my basement. It's
okay.
like got some unfinished rock to one side. It's got some bricks on the other side. It's a dirt cellar, so it's not really it's not a finished basement. But I think it came out okay.
No, it came out great. Like, so yeah, you use what you got. Like outdoor shots and natural light shots are always great. Also, this is dope. I love this one a lot.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Yeah, I
really
had to
cool.
fudge it a little
Really
bit with Spider Ham, but it was inspired by the cover, which we then based packaging art on. So the packaging art is like a mini mate tribute to that cover art, and then I sort of tried to put it together with the mini mates.
Was this a box set with all 6 of these?
This is the set that just came out. These 6 characters, and the art is similar to this. I think if you look like the set or two down, it'll show you a picture or two down. It'll show you the cover of it.
And this, hold on, let's see.
There it is. Right
there it is. Oh, that's dope. That's cool. Okay, that's awesome.
I was trying to do it. I got close.
Hey, you did a good job. I mean, you did a really good job. Hell yeah.
And I gotta find somewhere that sells these. I gotta find a better local shop.
All right. Here's a question because I wanted to ask you, because I definitely asked you when I asked you to come on the show. You said, "Oh, I can send some mini mate photos," and I thought it was gonna be like a mini mate photos, but then it was like it's a mini mate of you. Now, how did this come about?
Really talented customizer and mini mate multiverse, which is the big forum member. His name's You Bastards, and he made it for me a long time ago.
So cool.
I take it with me wherever I go. I take pictures of it at like shows and hotels and stuff like that. And it's actually the host of our section in previews. So when our section kicks off, it's me as a mini mate, welcoming you to the section. And I'm going to be bringing it to the show, and we're going to hide it in the display case. And if you find it and take a picture of it, then you can win a prize. So we're gonna have him there. So if you come by the booth, it'll be there in the display case. You can check out the prototype. You can win a prize.
And this is in New York or San Diego?
This is in San Diego, but if it's popular, we'll do it again for sure.
Well, you heard it. Anybody that's going to New York, let's make it popular. Well, anybody go to San Diego, make it popular.
Yeah, make it popular in San Diego first.
I'm sure we'll do it again. If you're in New York, check out the display case. See if you can find Zach.
We're looking for Zach now. That's the first thing. So the minute I go to the Diamond booth, you're gonna be like, "Hey, Dan," I'm like, "No, I'm looking for Zach."
I'm busy. Can't talk.
I'm busy. I'm looking for Zach right now. All right, but it's pretty cool. Like I saw it, it definitely caught me off guard. Like I didn't know anything. Like when you said mini mates, I thought, oh, he's gonna take, maybe he's gonna send a photo of a mini mate that he likes. And then when I saw this one, I was like, that is so dope, man. I really, really like this. And here's a couple. This is one of the PVCs, right?
Yeah, this is one of our PVC dioramas. They're like 10 inches tall statues. We just did a whole run of 90s X-Men. We did Omega Red. We're doing a Wolverine next. Magneto should be coming out real soon. We did Rogue and Gambit. Those sold out pretty quick. We're going to do new runs of them.
Looks cool, man. Clintastic will love one of these. Clint, if you're watching, these will look great on your desk. These are dope, man. Yeah, dude. Shot fantastic. Like I know this is the Marvel Select with the effect. Like adding that light in the bottom makes it look like it's, he's like blasting off. Pretty, yeah, you did good, man.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So wanted just everybody here, the AEW figures, the mini mates, these are pretty cool. Now is that
buckshot lariat right there?
Yeah.
Now is this like a this is not a, you guys don't have a mini mate ring, right? Like is this just like you do?
It's ours. We just made it. We put it out. It comes with Excalibur. Yeah, it's in scale. It comes with chairs and a bat and I think a ladder.
Wow.
Actually, the ladder might be in the 4-pack.
I love it. That my kids have. They have my big AEW rings that they put all their Imaginex in. They have this thing they do like Shake Rumble where they put them all in there and they shake the ring and everybody falls out. I'm gonna have to get one of these rings.
They're so cool, man. Wow, I didn't even know you guys had a ring, man. It's another rabbit hole. Oh man, it's pretty cool though. Now I see this and like in my mind, I'm like, man, we were just talking about Macho Man. And just I'm not saying, I'm just putting this out there. Classic WWF ring with the red, white, and blue ropes. Give you a Macho Man, a Hulk Hogan, I'm just saying it would be awesome. But like this is cool. Like this, I mean, you can even customize this if you want to and make it into that ring if you really wanted to. But that's dope, man. Yeah, great shot. Oh, here it is right here. This is the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, that just hit maybe a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I might have to look for this right now.
How many figures have you guys put out for the
AEW? 10 plus Excalibur. We did a Young Bucks 2-pack, and then we did 2 4-packs. With Britt Baker, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, John Moxley, Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole, Hangman. And we got another 4-pack that's going to be coming out pretty soon, which has Sting, Darby Allin, Bryan Danielson, and Ric Flair. So that'll be coming out soon. And we're going to show off Series 4 at San Diego. And we're going to have a couple of AEW wrestlers signing at the booth. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. Like, have you had any other like the talent come and kind of like pose or even like look at the?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we had a whole bunch of them come by. We had CM Punk do a signing. We did a Vinnie Mate, which are our 4-inch mini mates. We did a Vinnie Mate of him and Sting in a 2-pack from I think 1 year they wore each other's face makeup. But it was a really popular set, and we had him come by and sign it, which was really cool. But like he brought everybody. Like Orange Cassidy was there. We showed him his mini mate. Britt Baker was there. We showed her mini mate. Jade Cargill was there, which is pretty crazy.
Did you get to meet Jade? You got to meet Jade Cargill? Oh.
Yeah. I didn't really get to talk to her, but she was there. I hope I said hi. I was a little busy getting the signing set up. She was kind of just sitting off to the side, talking to fans.
I'd be too busy to say hello to her because I'd be like,
I'll be like this. It's like, Danny, you're supposed to be looking for Zach. Yeah, in a minute.
Zach will be here. Don't worry.
He says, not a lot of fiction, most interest history or Roman history. Doesn't really matter.
The hell is he
Uh,
talking about?
I have no idea.
Thanks for coming, Cobra
but,
Dad.
but this is, I want to say this is pretty dope. Like, I love, this is one of the things, one of the photos. I love to see photos when people add, like, comic book bubbles and just have fun. Like, so, okay, let's get this nose bar street fight started. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm only 3 days from retirement. It's pretty dope. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Like, listen, I guess that's the beautiful thing about toy photography that you kind of just go with your own style. You learn as you go. Like, there is no like who's better than who's. I mean, there are great toy photographers, but like everybody's on a different level. Everybody's trying to grow. So I always like
Bring up the Swedish chef. Go back up. Bring up the Swedish chef.
oh, this is dope. That's cool. Oh, that's awesome. That's a
Yeah, I
really
haven't
good
done
shot.
the Muppets for a little while there.
In,
Yeah, the
but
ones with the
in,
word balloons. I used to do, word balloons all the time at Toy Fair. We would put them on pretty much every page of the magazine. Um, but I would be the one who would shoot like pairings of figures on different
yeah.
sets. And then we'd pass them around the office and have people come up with the best word balloons for them. And so I don't have a clipboard to circulate or anybody to circulate it to, but
Mhm.
I do my best trying to come up with funny scenarios for them. But the Muppets
Yeah.
figures we're doing are really great. I love the Muppets. We're doing Sweetums next, which is very cool. And I've been seeing the sculpts for the set after him, and they're very cool.
That's awesome.
I keep on this Swedish chef is so cool. I would love to put him in like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre type.
Yeah, that'd be
Have
great.
the chainsaw in front of him and a head in the pot. Oh man, that would be awesome.
That's awesome. We got two questions from the chat. I didn't want to like miss. So Jedi Jack had asked earlier what kind of tacos we're talking about, cuz
Easy, easy.
easy peasy. And then Vico says, do you work on mini mates before? Did you work on mini mates before you discovered mini mates toy photography or vice versa? And what do you think of the toy photography with mini mates?
I think it's great. I think mini mates photography is just as it's very popular. There's a lot of people shooting mini mates out there, and I think it's just as good as anything out there for real 6-inch, 7-inch toy photography.
Yeah.
But I don't really work on the line so much. I promote them. I work on the packaging sometimes. A lot of the packaging we're doing now is actually being designed by the designer of the mini mates, Barry Bradfield, DST Barry, and he does great work. His designs are awesome. His packaging is awesome. He's been doing a lot of the VHS style packaging we've been doing, and he works on all the the 5-pack box sets with the original art on the covers that he does. So I sometimes I'll contribute to like discussions. Like I'll say, oh, we should be doing this. We weren't sure. We didn't have anything Deadpool on the schedule, and hype was building for the Deadpool. Wolverine says, why don't we do Deadpool? And they're like, we've got Deadpool mini mates design that we never released. And I'm like, let's get them out there. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So, every now and then I'll contribute to a discussion, but for the most part, Barry and Robert Yee and President Chuck Tercera are like the brains behind, which ones we're making, what licenses we're going after, stuff like that. We do have a couple of licenses coming up that are very cool. One of them is a classic movie, not Wizard of Oz, but another classic movie, not quite that old. But it's we're gonna show them off probably later on this year. I'm very excited about them.
Okay. All right. So classic movies, I'm sold. When you say classic movie, I'm already there. Oh, I'm worthy. We're finally getting the Notebook 2-pack that we wanted.
Is that a classic movie? Classic sci-fi, I should say. Classic sci-fi.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sci-fi. Yeah, I meant that. But these are awesome, dude. Like I love that you take these products and you take awesome photos, and I love to see that you're not just working on these toys, but you're a fan. And now another question for me would be like, what's your favorite like license that you own, like you guys work? What it's like the one you like the work that you like to work the most on?
Gosh, it's probably Muppets. I've been a big Muppet fan since I was a kid. I used to watch all the original show. I watched some of the later Henson shows. A little bit of Muppets Tonight. A little bit of the Jim Henson Theater, I think it was called.
Okay.
And I watch all the Muppet movies with all my kids, and yeah, I love the Muppets. So when it comes to like talking about what we should be doing next, I like to get involved in the discussion. I give my own take on it. We were just recently talking about what sort of costume we should have for the next 2-pack. So I weighed in on that a little bit. But yeah, I love the Muppets. And everybody at work knows I love the Muppets. So if anything Muppet comes up, usually they at least see what I think about it, even if they don't listen to me.
This shot is badass.
Do you guys plan on venturing into like Muppet Babies territory?
That would be pretty cool. I don't know if what our license includes. I think it includes movies, and they did appear in the movies in Muppets Take Manhattan, I think. So that's possible. It's certainly possible. But there's so many great grown-up characters we got to get to. I know that the 2-pack we're doing after Sweetums is 2 very highly requested characters. So.
Oh man, is it? Yeah. Gotta be the old guys. Fingers crossed for the old guys.
Oh, the old guys, Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
Oh, we've definitely done them. They come with their balcony and everything. We did them in series 2 or something like that. No, we've done all the Electric Mayhem, most of the Electric Mayhem.
My youngest is very big on Muppet Babies right now.
Okay.
Like we watch the cartoons on all day.
Oh, right. Yeah, I used to watch the old cartoon all the time. The new cartoon looks pretty. I think I've watched a few episodes of that. That's pretty good too.
Toy Art at Axie, I think he's asking any chance for like some Sesame Street figures.
It's definitely a different license. I know that who Reaction is doing Super 7 Reaction is doing Sesame Street now. And somebody's doing Fraggles. Somebody just did Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. I remember I saw some of them too. I'd love to do Sesame Street. Sesame Street would be great. I remember back in the day when Palisades was doing Muppets, and they showed off a whole wave of Sesame Street. But the only one they got out was Grover transforming into Super Grover, which was really great figure. No, I'm always sad when I think about that set never coming out. It's cool what Super 7 is doing, but yeah, bigger, more articulated figures would be really cool. And maybe someday, if the Muppets thing continues to do well, and it finds its audience eventually. They don't sell out right off the bat, but they're good long-term sellers. We're taking it one set at a time.
That's awesome, man. Now, before we get into, because I know San Diego is like right around the corner, we're gonna get into a little bit of like the reveals for San Diego. Now, what license that you don't have right now that you wish you had? Like besides Sesame Street, what is a license that you and Wizard of Oz? What license would you wish you could have right now? You could make kind of have toys of.
Oh man,
or even bust statues and stuff.
I would love to do some modern Tron. We've been doing some classic Tron, and I think we might even be doing some. We're going to do some reissues of the classic Tron figures. For people who weren't able to get them the first time. Some cool packaging. I don't know if we're doing more classic Tron, but the new Tron movie, Tron Legacy, and they're making a third one. They're making a third one too. I'd love to dip into that world. I have. I only have one of the figures that they made back in the day. I can't remember who made these guys. But the talking figure. This one on? I can remember. Yeah, they light up and talk. They're very cool. I'd love to do some more. These aren't very articulated. But I'd love to do some more articulated versions of those characters. I'd love to do mini-mates for them with the bikes and everything. It would be so cool. I'd love to get Daft Punk in that toy line because they were in the sequel as DJs at the club.
Yeah.
I love Daft Punk, so them too.
Yeah.
But the designs are just so great, and the first movie's good too, but the sequel is one of my it's just under one of my top 10 movies. Pretty close.
Zach, if you would have asked me about that figure and I would have said Diamond Select made that figure. I would have said Diamond Select because when you showed it to me, I almost said, "Wait, didn't you guys make that figure?" But now I don't know.
I forget who made that. That was a long time. That was a long time ago. I mean, that was so long ago. I forget.
Toy says, "I have all the Electric Mayhem and Swedish Chef. Those figures are awesome." Yeah. pretty dope. So yeah, Zach. So we San Diego's right around the corner. You got a couple of reveals that you showcased and talked about on Monday on another stream, and we're gonna go over a few of them. So here we are.
Okay.
Just gonna share this real quick, and then so we have. I want to start at part one. That's where we would start, right? Or part two.
Sure, where we starting? Yeah. Part what is that?
All right.
Part
So
there's part 2. We can do that one.
yeah, we'll do part two, and then I think all the so we have a few things. These are the turtles that you were mentioning. Well, the mini mate turtles, and you got Transformers and this stuff. So just walk us through a little bit of these stuff that you got coming for San Diego.
Sure. Top left, we've got the Transformers Mini Mates box set. It's got 4 Mini Mates in it. It's from the episode Divide and Conquer. So you got the 3 Rainmaker jets, Ion Storm, Nova Storm, and Acid Storm. And Shockwave is the 4th character in that set, and it's made to look like a VHS tape, as you can see. It comes in a like sliding case.
Yeah,
so take it out and look at it before you buy it. Top right, we've got the Gimli, son of Glowin figure from Lord of the Rings. This one comes with an exclusive unhelmeted head sculpt, so you can see all those braids and everything. And he comes with a whole bunch of axes and hands and a cloak, green cloak, which people have been asking us to make. Bottom left, you got the Ninja Turtles box set. This is retro gaming Ninja Turtles. It's based on the old console game.
It looks like a Nintendo case there.
Yeah, it's got sort of a Super Nintendo feel to the case, and the cartridge is becoming a cartridge that slides out of that case, just like the VHS. And but it's just as much inspired by the arcade game, which I was a big fan of when I was a kid.
Cool.
So they're pixelated. The printing on them is very.
I was just about to ask.
Very 8-bit, yeah. 8-bit printing. And then bottom right is a bust, yellow Wolverine bust. It's a variation on our brown Wolverine bust, but it's got a new head sculpt and real metal claws, and it's a very cool sculpt.
That's freaking amazing. Now I want to see.
These will all be at the Diamond Comics booth. These were exclusives that we did for Diamond Comics, so it's not going to be at the DSP booth. It's going to be at Diamond Comics booth 2401. Okay. So definitely look for them there. They're going to be selling them there. We might have some on the website after the show.
And
or during the show.
Will they be available also at New York Comic Con?
There's a lot of time in between those.
I don't know if we're going to have any to bring to New York Comic Con. Hopefully we sell out online. I want them to do well.
No, absolutely.
And but Diamond will be selling them, I believe, some of them to retailers. So if you can't get to the show and you aren't interested in ordering online, which I understand, I'd really like to order online. Check out your local comic shop, see if they're carrying them. These 4 will be distributed by Diamond Comics, and if they aren't getting them in, maybe you could see if they can order them. I don't know how many they've shipped, how many they're going to ship, but I believe they've already got some of them in stock. So
they're awesome, man. I love the VHS and the classic game like cases. That nostalgia stuff that you're adding, that's a sell for me.
Yeah, no, the packaging is really great. This packaging was designed by David Forrest of Kinetic Underground, but the Minimates packaging is all Barry Bradfield, who designs all the Minimates for us.
That's cool, man. It's coming with packaging. So
yeah, this is the doors of Durin. I don't know if you know Lord of the Rings, but these are the doors to the Mines of Moria, which they get to, and they have to figure out how to get through them. But inside is the Mines of Moria, and that's where Gimli's uncle, I believe, is he's in charge of the Mines of Moria. And they find out that the Mines of Moria have been ransacked by orcs. So they have to fight the orcs. They have to fight that big cave troll that I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
But this is what the door looks like. And on the back of the package is a really cool portrait of Gimli that David did.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty dope. Oh, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. And then it's like kind of like a slip cover, or the door's open, right?
Door's open, and then you got to cut the flap to slide the tray out. But but these are limited too. I think these are limited to like, oh gosh, I can't remember if this one's 1,000 or 2,000. I think it's 2,000. But a little limited, not so limited, but limited enough.
It says speak friend and enter.
yes, you got to say the word friend in what, Elvish or the old High language.
Yeah. That's awesome. There are more photos, put up product photos, and then another one. It looks cool. I like the box
That's
art.
cool. Yeah, I like the way that the box opens.
Yeah. Here's the bus, and you said these are metal claws, right? Like
Yep.
these are dope.
Yep.
So cool. Yeah, X-Men has been on like since the animated show. Like, did you enjoy the animated show?
I gotta say, I haven't been watching a lot of it because when I was a kid, X-Men cartoon was like it for me. It paled in comparison to the comics I was reading. I watched a lot of the episodes, but every time they showed an episode, I'm like, oh, that's not how it happened in the comics. This is no good. So I was very picky back in the day.
Okay.
I've been reading X-Men since, like I said, since Jim Lee started. So
Okay.
it was after that the cartoon happened, but I've been reading for a few years at that point. So that was not really my childhood, the X-Men cartoon. So
Yeah.
it was even a little bit after my childhood time. So so when the new one came out, I'm like, hey, that's really cool. They're doing that, but I wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait for this. So I watched a couple episodes. It's really good, but I haven't watched all of them yet. But I go back and forth. Sometimes I got Disney Plus. Sometimes I got Netflix. I'll trade it off like month to month so the kids don't, get bored.
No, of course.
And so I haven't had a chance to really sit down and watch all of them. But I'm in a Disney month, so I got to sit down and watch some more.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is a cool bus. I love the details and like the face sculpt is dope. Yeah.
The bus that you guys put out, they're always so lifelike and so
Yeah.
detailed. They're incredible.
Yeah, the sculptor on this is Juan Pitluck, and the designer is Nelson Asensio. Nelson does a lot of designing for us. He does some great work.
Amazing, man. There's more like different side here. So cool, man. Like this will look nice. So like if you're like, especially now that the Deadpool Wolverine movie's coming out, like this is the time to get a bus of Wolverine.
Yeah, I expect this one to do pretty well.
Now,
this is one of Diamond Comics exclusive comics, I believe. They're doing they do a lot of exclusive comic covers for the show.
Okay.
So I don't know all the stuff they're doing, but I believe this is one of them if it's part of that part 2 grouping.
Okay. Pretty cool. Nice.
Yeah, because they have like something like, if you count all the comics they're doing, all the plush, it's like it's like 80 exclusives or something like that, and ours are just 4 of them. But they work with a lot of different companies. I think they're doing some stuff with Hi-Ya Toys.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're doing the plush with, but they have a lot of exclusives and a lot of comics.
It's pretty dope. The cover's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
I was just talking to somebody on Instagram, and since Hasbro dropped the Power Rangers license, we were kind of like speculating who would be a good fit to pick up the toy license, and I think it looks like it might be going to be Playmates, but Diamond Select was like one of the highly mentioned. Most people would like to see Diamond Select making a Power Rangers figure.
Yeah, I think we'd knock it out of the park. We're doing some gallery dioramas, the sculptures, and we're doing some busts, our half-scale Legends in 3 Dimensions busts. They're about 10 inches tall. They're pretty cool.
Nice. So this
I think
is
you guys would knock it out of the park with Power
yeah.
Rangers.
So these are the mini mates, the Ninja Turtles game mini mates, and this is the box art for it, and they look amazing.
Yeah, the printing is all 8-bit, so you can see little pixels on their belts, on their legs, and on their eyes are all pixelated. It's a pretty cool, fun set.
See, a set like this is so hard for me to like even take it out of the packaging, because when you do packages like this, it's like I don't want to be that mint and car guy anymore.
That's the old toy addict talking. Don't listen to him. Let him breathe, Danny. Let him breathe.
I don't want to be that guy. But they look great. I'm just happy they're. Oh, I mean, I'm super stoked that they're pixelated. Like, I love that. Like, they're amazing. So everybody, whoever can't get the Mescal Turtles, you can get the mini mates.
Yeah, these are pretty much the same thing. Just pick one.
There you go, and they articulate, so you're good.
Yeah, I mean they do have a lot of articulation. The turtles are pretty much max posability for us, which is about 14 points per figure.
Yeah,
which is pretty good for a 2-inch tall figure, I think.
So cool, man.
There's that cartridge there.
I kind of want to like. I kind of feel like the day that I buy this package, if I buy this, like kind of want to grab the box and go. I need to grab the whole games and like blow on them. Pretty dope. Uh, Jedi Jack says toys are meant to be played. Yeah, I know, Jack. I know. I'm not going back to my old ways. I'm gonna stick to keeping them out of the box. But they're freaking cool. You guys are doing so cool with these, like the packaging and then just the figures alone. They're great. Here's the
Thank you.
Transformers. These are
Yep.
pretty
You
dope as
said
well.
these are San Diego exclusive.
Yes. Yes. These will all be at the Diamond Comics booth. All 4 of them.
Nice.
I know a few people going to them. I'm gonna have to pay
Right.
out some money for that.
We're gonna have to hit up our buddies, send them some money. These are pretty dope. Packaging is pretty cool.
Yeah, Barry does a great job with the illustrations. You saw that Spider-Man cover he did. But he's very good at translating classic covers and classic animation art into mini-mates. He does a great job.
These are cool. Yeah, these are super awesome. That Shockwave looks dope. I really like that Shockwave.
I don't know much about Transformers, but those are really cool too.
I got a lesson on Transformers once when I did a live. Those are so cool. All right, so let's see if we could maybe move on to the next one, to the next slide. Because did I miss anything? I hope I didn't miss anything. Is that everything?
That's
right
everything
now?
we're doing for Diamond Comics. We've got 4 more we're doing for the DST booth, which you can see right there at the top.
Okay. Okay. These right here. Let's check these out. Let's check these out.
These are all Gentle Giant Limited products.
Okay.
That we're doing for the show. So there's they're all two of them are busts. The 2 on the left, it's a Vision, White Vision, and Grievous, Warlord Grievous from Star Wars. And then the Iron Man is a mini statue based on Scotty Young's art, paint variant. We did a red and yellow one back in the day. This was black and yellow. And then on the right, it's a jumbo figure, which are our 1/6 scale retro style figures, made to look like the classic Star Wars figures. This one is a variant on what that would be. It's an off-world Jawa, which are up here in the Mandalorian. So it's a 12-inch. I think it's 6-inch figure. They're a little smaller than our 12 inchers. And then he comes with a blaster, and we're gonna have the actress who plays Jawa on the Mandalorian signing them at our booth every day from 1 to 2. So if you buy one of these Jawas at our booth, you can turn around later that day and get it signed, no charge. So that's very cool that she do that for us.
That is awesome. And I know they're gonna have some photos here. This is cool. I like this. Any chance we'll see any other characters? Any chance we'll see any other characters, like any other Marvel characters in this design?
Yeah, Gentle Giant has been doing these for several years now. We took over Gentle Giant Limited back in 2019, and we've been trying to keep up the legacy of what they did. They did a lot of different characters. But yeah, we solicit a new one of these pretty much every other month. We've got a bunch coming up that are really cool. We got a Ghost Rider. We just put out a really cool Moon Knight. What else is coming up? Mysterio. We got a new Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's always popular and always sells out. Coming after that. There's a lot in development. I think we're gonna do an exclusive one for New York Comic Con, which should be very cool.
Oh, this is dope, man. This is another shot of this awesome mini. This is dope right here. Like this. Yeah.
This is a variant on our regular edition Vision that we did recently. We did one in the red, green, and yellow that was based on WandaVision, and this one is based on the one that appears the last few episodes of WandaVision. And he's got some sculptural differences, like the forehead gem is different, but the white is really cool on him.
It looks pretty cool. So dope, man. Like who's sculpting these?
These, I believe, are all Juan Ramos, who sculpted these. Again, I think they're all designed. I think these were designed by Nelson. I'm not 100% sure about that. He designed a bunch of these. I don't know if he did this particular one. But yeah, Nelson does a lot of designs for us.
Well, I wish I had a shot glass because I'll cheers here. Cheers to whoever's sculpting these. You're doing an
I got you.
amazing job.
Here's to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. These are amazing looking. Awesome. Wow. Really, really nice detail. And, like, I love the detail sculpt and everything. The paintwork looks great. It's not like overpowering. Like you can see the two different types of white, so it's not like overpowering at all. It's perfect. All right.
Man, Nick,
Oh, here's
Thank you.
the figure you said that it's gonna get signed, correct?
Yeah, you can get it signed. You don't have to get it signed if you don't want to, but she will be doing it at no charge at our booth. And we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have SWAU. They're an
Okay.
authentication. They're a signing company, but they're also an authentication company. So they can be there. They're gonna be there. I think for a small fee, they can put an authentic sticker on it to make sure everybody knows that it's a real signature. It's like they're a witness, like a notary almost.
Yeah. Well, Zach, I tell you, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but if I was at San Diego, I'm getting this signed. Don't ask me anything about it. I won't tell you anything. But I'll be like, it's signed. That's what it matters. That's what matters at the moment. But it's dope. Oh, that's pretty cool. So whoever's
And you said this is
going,
the one. This is a 1/6 scale.
Yes. So they're about. I think he's about 6 inches tall. I'm a little. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe he's about half the size of one of the regular characters. But yeah, this is another line that Gentle Giant has been making for years, and they did. We're still, they did a lot. I mean, a lot, but we're still trying to finish the original 96. I think it is the original 96 vintage Star Wars figures that they made. So we're still working on that. There's still a couple characters left to go. One of them is FX7, the droid with all the arms, and that one's going to be an exclusive to our Premier Guild Collector Club this year. So if you sign up for the Collector Club, you can choose to get that one for free, and then you can get discounts and coupons on everything else on our site, which is very cool. So if you're a big Star Wars collector, it's a club to look at because you do.
Yeah, these are cool, man. Now here's this next bus. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, this is Grievous. If you've ever seen him from the movies, he's that big four-armed guy who carries all the lightsabers. He's a cyborg. But before he was a cyborg, he was a warlord, a Kalish warlord, I believe, and he has kind of the same skull face kind of features. And but this is how he looked. They wrote a book about him and how he became Grievous, and this is how he looked before.
That's so cool, man.
Grievous is my son's favorite. Both my
excellent.
sons. They're the only ones that they can remember from the shows or from the movie and the cartoon. They don't remember his name. They always call him the coffee robot.
Coughing robot.
It's so awesome. Another shot right here. Again, details are great.
That's cool.
Compliments to the chef here because the chef
Thank
is
you.
cooking.
Yeah, I'm not sure who sculpted this one, to be honest. We have a lot of great sculptors, but sometimes it's tough to keep track of who does what.
Yeah. Oh, look at that face sculpt.
Oh man.
Yeah. I kind of want to ask if you're ever going to make like a horror line of busts. That would be great. I would buy. Matter of fact, I'll just send you my check from now on.
We've done some horror stuff, not a lot of horror stuff. We did. Who's the doll? Annabelle. We did an Annabelle PVC.
Okay.
We did a Nun PVC, the Nun.
Okay.
We did some Cthulhu stuff. I don't know if you like Lovecraft, but we did
we
did one of those big L3D busts. We did one of them.
You guys have The Walking Dead too coming out. Some
yes.
Marvel. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we just put out a diorama of Michonne from the comic, based on the comic, and we're gonna do a Rick next. And the first series of figures should be out pretty soon, I think. That's got Rick and Michonne, and we're gonna show off series 2 at San Diego.
Oh man!
So are those going to be articulated or like?
Yeah, articulated 7-inch figures in black and white, like the original comic.
So dope. Yeah, I collect. I used to collect. I still have a few of them of the Skybound ones from McFarlane. I still have a few of those, man. And like I have the 2-pack black and white version of Negan and Glenn with the smashed head. Yeah, and I have Shiva and Ezekiel and Rick without the arm. They're all great.
Okay.
Like I love them. I can't wait for these. Like and black and white, it's perfect. And comic version, they're amazing. All right,
Yeah,
so
these are going to be 1/10 scale, 7 inches.
nice. Now this is so I guess we could go to 3, right? And check out
I
some
don't
of
know
these.
much about them. These
Okay.
are by somebody else, Bleacher Buddies, I guess.
Okay.
I don't really know much about them, but I guess they're sculptures, and there's a plush of the land shark guy.
I
I
thought
don't
it
know
was a
too much about
Pokemon at
them,
first.
but these
At
are
first I was like,
more Diamond Comics exclusive. So these will be at 2401. So if you see anything you like, if you go to that website, they'll have a ton of stuff. So they've got like 80 or so exclusives that they're going to be selling
okay.
at the show.
So for now, so from what I've shown so far, is that like the exclusive stuff that you guys have currently coming out for San Diego?
Yes, the 4 for
Okay.
Diamond Comics and the 4 for DST.
Okay.
We're gonna have some cool giveaways at the show. We've got buttons for the 25th anniversary and for Iron Guard, which is our card protection supply company. And we're gonna have some trading cards. The Dynamite is doing Transformers trading cards. So they gave us 4 different exclusive promo cards. So if you come by every day of the show, you can get a different promo card with a different image on it.
That's so cool, man.
So we're only making 1,000 of each of them, so come by early.
That's so awesome, man. Yeah, dude. I like looking at those like I have the like going back to the Walking Dead, so I have the McFarlane these are like the little statue kind of figures. I mean, they're not they have some movement, but like I have Negan here and like
Okay.
I cannot wait. Like I'm looking forward to like I know eventually down the line you guys will make a Negan. I know eventually, but like they're so cool. Like now, would you guys are you guys and not to just jump the gun here? Are we gonna get any walkers like in this series?
Oh yeah,
zombies.
you'll see walkers sooner rather than later. But yeah, we'll definitely have some walkers, and you know if everything goes according to plan, they'll have like interchangeable parts so that you can make them look different. And you can buy 2
Now,
and have them be different
That's
zombies.
a fucking nice part.
now, any chance of like I see I'm jumping the gun here. I told myself I wouldn't. Like any like chances of getting them like colored versions, like minus because you know because they re-released the comics now. Like I mean they started re-releasing the comics in color now. So any chance we get
Yeah, I remember that. It's been discussed. I don't think we're going
okay.
to do it right away.
Okay.
But so right now we're just doing the black and whites. But
Okay.
down the road, it's certainly possible. But if you're holding out for color, definitely buy the black and whites because I don't know when the colors.
Yeah. Well, I listen. The minute that you said walkers, sooner or later, like we always have these conversations. Like, oh well, we never get like toy companies never give us like victims like for like our horror people or like cops or like just civilians or like zombies. Like how many times like I've said, oh, it'd be nice to have like a 2-pack or like a bunch of army build zombies and stuff. And now that you're saying that we're getting some from The Walking Dead, like I love black and white shots. Like I love black and white shots. So it'll be great to have a bunch of zombies and stuff you can incorporate in any form. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's all super awesome. So now for you being a collector, like what's the thing you're most anticipated in like it could be a reveal at San Diego from another company or something that you're really looking forward to like buying like because I know they have vendors and stuff. Is there anything specific you're looking for? I know you mentioned about you really don't like going crazy and stuff like that. But is there anything specific you want? And then also what is like something like a reveal that you're looking forward to like seeing or something that may surprise you?
Well, I'm hoping they show more of that cop stuff because I've only seen the 2D so far. I'm hoping that they
Mhm.
start showing off prototypes. But we're gonna have a cool reveal at the show of a new license. We're gonna show that off at the panel, which is on Thursday. But there is one con exclusive that I'm thinking about, which is the Jada Toys Chester Cheetah. They're doing a variant on their Chester Cheetah.
Yeah.
I love that figure. It's awesome. But they're doing a flaming hot version. If I was to pick up one at the show, I'd probably want to track that one.
Talk about a popular figure like that cheetah was like that cheetah's everywhere. There was a point it was like a month strong. All you saw was like Chester Cheetah photos everywhere.
Yeah, toy photographers love that figure.
Oh, he's great. He's fantastic, and I'm happy that they're doing the spicy version, the hot Cheetos. That's cool. Hopefully we'll get something like else. Like maybe we'll get like jalapeno Chester Cheetah.
I think it's just the same Chester Cheeto. He's just got a jalapeno.
Yeah, right. That's right. That'd be great, right?
Just carrying around a giant pepper.
Right, just a giant
No,
pepper.
that actually, he just kind of segued me here in a way. Talking about the Chester Cheeto with a jalapeno in his hand. There's a lot of on the internet and on social media, especially, a lot of toy companies get a lot of hate for reissues or
Hmm.
repackages, repaints. How do you have to deal with anything like that at Diamond Select? People just being miserable bastards, like, "Oh, this is the same thing you gave us. It's just painted different." Or and like we said with the walkers, if we're gonna get walkers in black and white, are we gonna get them in color? Like, how
Hmm.
much of that do you deal with at Diamond Select with people being pissed off and just angry keyboard warriors saying, "This is the same thing you gave us. What the hell?"
I'll be honest. I'm on forums a lot. I go on the Fwoosh, I go on Minimate Multiverse, Statue Forum. I don't see a lot of that. I think back in the day, I used to every now and then see something about, oh, why are you doing this character again, that sort of thing. But lately, I haven't really seen anything like that. And we do a fair amount of like, reissues and updating figures and stuff like that. We're going to be bringing back the Tron figures in new packaging just because they've been sold out for a long time. Gimli is, kind of a repackage. He comes with some new stuff. He's in a nice new package. We're going to bring back the translucent Frodo from our San Diego 2-pack like several years ago that we did as a single. So, we certainly do it a lot. I'm surprised I don't hear it more often, to be perfectly honest. But we like to keep our figures available to people. If there's a figure that hasn't been available for a while, we try to bring it back and make sure that everybody who wants it can get it. So I think most people appreciate it as opposed to, hate on it. It's been a while since I've seen any really negative, bashing of DST online, which is good. Means we're doing
Yeah.
something right.
No.
But I don't handle a lot of the customer service stuff. Every now and then they'll, run something by me like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But for the most part, everybody on the forums is maybe they're just not telling me about it. But I go check out all the threads about DST and stuff. And
Hmm.
some people are saying we could do better on our Lord of the Rings figures, and I think we do try to improve our Lord of the Rings figures every wave, try to make them better.
Yeah.
So and
That
with
is
Gimli,
one thing I can
we're gonna
say
improve stuff too.
from
Hmm.
my experience, at least with the Diamond Select figures, is like I had some of the original Diamond Select Marvel Select figures, whereas like they look really good. They're so good, but like the articulation, they're hard to put into poses. They're more like people throw around all their statues, stuff like that. And then you guys seem to capitalize on that and bring them back and make them like 100 times better. Like you take the criticism or the negativity and you make those improvements because then you come out with things like this guy here that is just like how can anybody have anything bad to say about this?
I.
Like that is one thing about Diamond Select where it seems like you guys always do strive to make improvements or
Hmm.
you take the criticism and build on it and make
Hmm.
improvements from
Yeah.
Thank you. That's great to hear. And we do try to listen to fans as much as possible. We have a thing on our website called Ask DST, where you can just submit a question, and the president, Chuck Tresera, he answers them. He answers them in a blog post. I think like
That's
once
awesome.
once a month, once every couple of weeks, and he'll answer pretty much any question you throw at him. You may not like the answer, and he may not be able to give the full answer. He may
Mhm.
want to hold some stuff back, but he'll answer every question. Uh,
That's awesome.
so definitely, if you ever want to ask the president of DST something, just throw it up on the website, and he'll post an answer on the blog within like a month.
That's cool. So you heard it here first, everyone. You got
well,
anything to say? Message the president. He'll tell you. That's so cool, man, dude. Like again, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Like a lot of like my old collection, like a lot of stuff is in storage now, but a lot of like my old collection, a lot of it is like Marvel Select. So like I have a lot of like I have the Winter Soldier Falcon. I still have him.
Oh,
And
great.
the Captain America, I have a few oldies like the classic Hulk. I have the newer Hulk. But you guys are doing a great job, man.
Oh,
And again,
thank
the
you, man.
sculpt and not just you, but like everybody involved, the sculpt team, the paint work, everybody that's involved is doing a really fantastic job. And again, you guys and to see you actually taking the items that you see every day and with BST and like applying it to toy photography and showing because you are a fan as well. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome to
Oh,
see as
yeah.
well. So now one of my last questions for you, then I always ask a lot of our guests is if somebody what do you say to someone who is writing a magazine about toys and wants to get into what you're doing now? Like, what advice would you give that person?
Um, if they're writing a magazine about toys, um, then they're halfway there. That's pretty much how I got my job by
Okay.
writing about toys every day. So I mean, there are certainly different jobs in the toy industry. If you wanted to
Hmm.
be in marketing, writing about toys is certainly one way to make yourself known, and also to show that you can do what you do. Yeah, I don't know how
Hmm.
similar my job is to other people. Having a marketing degree probably would help at other companies. I don't have a
Hmm.
marketing degree, but I'm more of a creative writer and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Um, but marketing degree is probably a key key have for getting
Hmm.
most jobs in the toy industry. Unless you're doing sculpting, if you learn digital sculpting,
Yeah.
then this you just hone your craft, and there are lots of companies looking for sculptors. Um, Even 2D artists. We hire a lot. We work with a lot of different 2D artists who do,
Hmm.
the figure designs, but also, they do some paintings for us for packaging and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's needs for all kind of artists, even photographers. I know a couple of people who just shoot toys for companies.
Yeah.
They may be only part time. They may do other jobs, other photography jobs. I know some who just do animation, stop motion
That's
animation for
awesome.
companies. So there are lots of ways to get into it, depending on what you want to do. A
Hmm.
lot of the toy development jobs that I've seen are also marketing jobs where they need to look at the data and look and see what is going to make sense for the toy line going forward. Um, but there are also toy design programs at various schools. I think FIT in New York has one. Um,
Hmm.
I know there's a few more around the country. But yeah, there's lots of ways to get into it. And it seems like there's more companies every day. So if you find a
Hmm.
small company and work with them, that's certainly a good way to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
maybe a 1 or 2 man operation, and you may be able to even if it's starting out as a freelance or starting out as sort of like I hate to say it, like a volunteer thing. Maybe it could segue into something. Build your resume.
Yeah.
Hmm. No, it definitely starts somewhere. Like, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, just it's like what's that term? Getting your foot in the door. So just having
yeah,
your foot in the door and then learning, even if, like you said, even if it's a volunteer, learning all the kind of like the kinks of doing everything. And like you have
yeah,
But
all
see
this
that
knowledge.
the problem is we live in a society where people want instant gratification. They don't want to be
Yeah.
doing anything for free, and they want to post a picture of a toy and tag the company and have that company instantly message them and be like, "Oh, this is amazing. I
Yeah.
want you to work for us." Like, so doing it for free isn't in people's vocabulary these days. You can
Yeah.
learn a
No,
lot
of
from
course.
being humble, and humble's not really a thing that people
Absolutely.
are
I agree. And then
I
Toy
didn't even.
R says, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I was just gonna say I didn't even mention painting. There's a prototype painting is the whole thing. So if you're good with paint, model kit painting or anything like that,
Yeah.
definitely look into it. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say? The toy
No, no,
arts.
no. I was going to showcase the Toy R. He says Diamond Select Juggernaut is the best Juggernaut out there. So he's complimenting the Juggernaut that you guys have. Yeah, a lot of the selects. I'm telling you, the Hulk is phenomenal. The Hulks are and the Red Hulk are great. Like
Yeah, the
there's
new Hulk is a really nice figure.
yeah. Uh, Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get a um Harrison Ford Red Hulk at one point. Says facts. Well, Zach, thank you
I
so much.
had I have a Red Hulk. Well, I
Mhm.
have this Red Hulk, and I've got a suit figure that I put the Indiana Jones head on. Harrison Ford that I'm going to be shooting in tandem with this
Oh,
guy here pretty soon. So.
that's awesome. Hell yeah. I can't wait to see that, man. Oh yeah. Well, Zach, we're to the point of our show where we talked about every week we pick 3 people from the toy community or the community as a whole who do amazing things. It could be what you do, it could be cosplay, dial making, toy photography, toy customizing, uh, whatever. So we have 3 people tonight, and I've also asked you if you had anybody you wanted to kind of shout out tonight. Is there anybody you want to shout out tonight who's doing like amazing things that mean maybe we could go follow them and check out their work?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go first? Are you going to shout yours out?
I mean, you're our guest. Go right ahead. You're our guest.
Oh gosh. Let's see. Oh, excellent. Great comment. Highly quoted. Gosh. Definitely follow Rocco's sculptor. Rocco the sculptor, I think is his tag on Instagram. That's Rocco Tartamella. He's one of our sculptors. He does great likeness work. Definitely check him out. Gosh, who else? Great toy photographer that I really like the work of, Salvaged Cargo. One word.
Yeah,
he does some great work, great photography.
Salvaged Cargo's cool.
There's so many photographers. I mentioned a lot of them earlier, but he's one who stands out in my head as being really. He does some really artistic photography. Let's see. Rocco the Great is a really great guy, and he does not only a lot of toy reviews. He's got a really interesting style for reviews and commentary. He definitely puts on a very entertaining podcast, but he's also a great toy maker. He makes his own limited edition figures, which are very cool, based on his graffiti art that he used to do. So definitely check him out too. He's a great personality to follow and to listen to. Those are my 3, just off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm missing other ones that would be great to follow.
Art says, Zach, we need more of you in the collecting community. Absolutely, I agree.
Like more versions of me. More. I need to be more. I need to be more present than I am. I'll try.
Right. But that's awesome. So everybody that heard all the people he's mentioned, go hit up, watch the replay. We'll put their names on the replay post tomorrow, so you guys could go and check their pages out and go give them a follow, go check their work out. Thank you, Zach. And for tonight, for our weekly fix, as always, every week we like to showcase folks. Starting off with Strump Family Crafts. They were on the Skeleton's Tomb yesterday. It's a family-based small company who does cloth goods for 112 figures, for Mythic Legions, for Savage Crucible. You can use it for anything, and they do an amazing job. As a matter of fact, I have their page up here, and I want to kind of showcase a little bit of what you can get from them. So here's their page, and like I wanted to kind of just show you a little bit of the stuff that they make. So they sell cloths for the Ewok stuff, Ewok for the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Ewok, you uncivilized cretin. It's Ewok, not Ewok.
Ewok. So here's some more soft goods. Pretty dope. And like I said, they do a bunch of stuff for like Savage Crucible. They got some things for Savage Crucible as well that you could purchase from them. I think it's I believe it's made to order, or I'm not sure. I know they have a website. You can go on their website and go check them. But you also reach out to them. It's him and his wife. They both do this together, and they're doing amazing stuff. And that's kind of some of the things that is, lacking sometimes, is like soft goods for you.
Is this one of the folks we met at Legion's Con last year?
I don't think we met them. The only time I've seen them has been I've seen them through the live streams. I've seen them in the Skeleton's Tombs. Hey, they're here. Thank you so much. Oh, dude, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Keep up the good work. And again, they just do awesome. Like go check out their gallery. Go check out their page. They're doing amazing soft goods for your figures. And if you want to just incorporate and add things to even some Joes or whatever you want, so they're doing great. He says, we're also prototype designer for oh, even better. Look at that. Prototype designers for Savage Crucible. So for all you Savage Crucible guys, this is the place to go get your soft goods. So that's our first tonight, and congratulations for the feature tonight. And then next we have one of the hosts of Highly Possible, Steam Power Mom, who does not only great toy photography, but you got to check out this guy's like paint work with like
hell of a paint.
He is such an amazing, like his paint work is like flawless, so good. So definitely go check his stuff out, and go check out Highly Posable every Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. He's super talented, great photography. We had the privilege of meeting him at Legion's Con, and we chopped it up a little bit. We had that one incident with the
There's a good guy there, that Cooter McGavin.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So definitely go check out his work, because again, he does amazing work. And then last but not least is Samurai Chris. Samurai Chris, I wanted to shout out Samurai Chris tonight because I've seen this dude evolve in his photos so much, man. I remember when it was an episode of the Pick Bar. He was just starting off, and then he did a collaboration with Blitzfix. They did a Predator shot. And he's evolved so much in his photos, and he's doing such an amazing job. And kind of what we were talking about earlier, Zach. Like we don't have to like be like experts at this, right? Like you learn as you go, and like this dude is he's been doing that. Like he's been killing it in his shots, and you see the progress. Because if you go back to like a lot of the like I could even go back to my old photos and see how much I've come. And there's so much to learn, right? That's why I never like want to ever label myself as like an expert or anything like that, because there's so much I can do and there's so much to learn. Because but also too, I like to have fun while doing it. You know what I'm saying? So Samurai Chris is fucking killing it. He's doing amazing work. So definitely check these folks out. Congratulations to all of them on the features tonight. And yeah, definitely check them out. Go give them a follow. Go show them some love. If you go hit them up with collaborations. If you need advice on how to pay the head sculpt, go to where to go now. You need soft goods, you know where to go. So definitely go check these folks out. They're doing awesome work. And Zach, also to the people that you mentioned, go again. I'm gonna put their IG handles on the post tomorrow, so you can follow all these folks tonight. But awesome. That's our weekly fix for the night. Now, Zach, besides San Diego, any plugs? Like anything, any plugs as far as like anything coming up that you want people to be aware of?
After San Diego, we'll be at New York Comic Con, so definitely come by, find us there. I will be giving away mini mates and selling a couple of really cool exclusives, including some mini mate exclusives, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, follow Collect DST for updates on Twitter and Instagram. We have a Facebook page too. I've been trying to get the TikTok back up and running, so you can follow us there as well. I'm at Zach Oats, one word, on Instagram if you want to check out my stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. And for my plug tonight is next week is the last Wednesday of Black and Wednesdays with a splash of red and blue. First things first, thank you to everyone who's been participating and showing Black and Wednesday some love. Zach, if you ever want to jump into Black and Wednesdays, feel free to. Take a black and white shot, just add red and blue. It's all fun. And awesome. Just tag me in a photo so I can showcase your photo. No pressure at all. It's all fun. But again, thank you to everybody who's been participating and enjoying it. And again, it was all meant to be fun, and I'm happy that I was able to bring it back and everybody was able to take their photos. And I will be showcasing your photos for next episode. We're going to be showcasing a lot of those. And then that's it for me. But Unworthy, you have any plugs? I know you got a collaboration going on for the month of July.
Yeah. Well, not for the month, just for this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Collabmas in July. I want to shout out Cal the Collector, LaDonda, No Chewing, Sequential Plastic, Hoodcast AF, Jonathan Fallen, and everybody that has been participating in the Collabmas in July. Tomorrow's collab is with the Fallen himself from Hoodcast AF, and it was probably the most challenging shot that I have ever had to try to do, with putting Well, actually, I'm not gonna spoil it. Tomorrow is the day today. Yeah, so everybody that's been following along with Gladness in July, it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. That's awesome. And then again, congratulations. And Unworthy, you've been doing a phenomenal job with your collaboration, dude. Like always killing it. We usually like to end the show with a quote of the night. I was actually looking for my quote, but Zach, do you have a quote from a book, movie, TV show that you like so much to kind of close out the night? But before you do that, Zach, again, thank you so much. It was a long time coming. Thank you so much for just hanging out with us tonight and being here and just telling everybody a little bit about yourself. And I hope everybody, and if you're not following Zach, go check him out. Go hit up his page. Go show his.
If you're not following Zach, go unfollow me because I don't want to.
Go show his toy photography some love. Go showcase his toy. Share his stuff. Show him some love. Pay it forward. But Zach, thank you so much again, and everybody that tuned in, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button. We appreciate the love and support you guys have been giving us, and as always, So Zach, do you have a quote? Anything you live by?
You're putting me on a spot.
I put you on a spot.
You go first.
I have one. Now I gotta look for it now. Hold on, because I definitely had one.
I have a quote. It's better to ask forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. And that's an old one, but it is tried and true, baby.
It says $100 of temporary plastic is forever. I like that.
That's a good one. I like that.
That is definitely a good one. I saw this one quote earlier. I'm probably gonna misquote it, but it was like so much beef and so much hate, and so much people have so much beef and so much hate, and they live their lives with no life insurance. Like I was like, it was weird. I thought about it. I was like, it makes so much sense.
He's like, oh man, I do gotta get some life insurance.
But that's my quote, I guess. I took that from somebody. But Zach, you got one?
It has nothing to do with toy collecting. It has nothing to do with the toy community, but
that's fine.
Famous quote by Gandhi: "An eye for an eye only makes the whole world blind."
Beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, that was great. It was perfect. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said,
good night, beautiful.
Thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Click that notification bell
for more content.